Welcome to Round Glass. I'm Palma Michel and I look forward to co-creating with you. Thank you for joining me today for the session on leading from the inside out. When was the last time that you asked yourself, how do I want to be, rather than what do I want to do? From my experience as a coach and from working in the corporate world, I noticed that many people spend a lot of time thinking about what they want to do, what they want to say, what they need to do, what they should do. But very seldomly do they actually pause and ask themselves, how do I want to show up? How do I want to be in this conversation, in this presentation? And how do I want to feel at the end of the day? Or how do I want other people to feel when they're engaging with me? And that also reminds me of this quite famous quote from Maya Angelou, who said, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will always remember how you made them feel. And so today I'm going to invite you to start reflecting together with me how you would like to show up, how you would like to feel, and how you would like others to feel. So if you're ready, I invite you to find a comfortable meditation posture. You can sit like me on a couch or on a chair with your feet flat on the ground. Or you can also sit in a more yogic type of posture, but only, I would say, if this is really comfortable for you. If you meditated with me before, the other times I didn't speak so much about posture, but today I invite you, because that's something that I'm exploring in my practice, to not slouch and not rest back, to really see if you can have quite a sort of a straight spine, straight but relaxed. Now also invite you for a moment to feel your sitting bones as they're connecting with your chair, kind of maybe like sharp razor blades, to add a little bit more alertness to your posture. And then you also have a choice to either close your eyes or to rest your gaze at a point in front of you. And not one is more advanced than the other. Both are perfectly all right. Just pick the one that serves you best in this moment or feels most natural to you. And once you've found your meditative posture, make your choice of either closing your eyes or resting your gaze at a point in front of you. And as you're closing your eyes, take a moment to really arrive in your seat, in your body, and in the present moment. And as best as you can, try to really feel your feet on the ground. And rather than thinking about your feet, is it possible to really feel them, sense them? Notice your body in contact with the surface that you're sitting on. And notice those sensations for a moment. And notice if you're sitting here tall and upright, but without forcing it. What's present at the level of your body? Just noticing how it feels in this moment. Try not to judge it. And if judgments arise, just allow them to be here. moving your attention to your mind and noticing what's present in your mind right now. Just allowing thoughts to pass through, if there are any. And what are you feeling right now? Is there any emotion present? Any feeling quality to your experience? And where do you notice your breathing in this moment? And again, rather than thinking about your breath, is it possible to sense it? Where do you feel it in the body right now? Is it maybe in your nostrils, in your throat, in your rib cage, or in your abdomen? Let's deepen our breath together by taking a deep inhale through your nose and a slow exhale through your mouth. Inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly. And see if it's possible to breathe in as deeply as you can without forcing it, and to breathe out as slowly as you can, really slowing it down. Finding your own rhythm, this elongated breathing. And if it feels strange in any way to breathe out through your mouth, then breathe out through your nose. And if you notice that your attention wandered off to sounds, to thoughts, to feelings, to bodily sensations, the moment you notice it is a moment of progress. You're already fully present and mindful in that moment. And then just try your best to come back to your breathing. Inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly. And as you're breathing here, I invite you to take a moment to think about all the people that you find inspiring right now. These can be the usual suspects that many people name, like Nelson Mandela or the Dalai Lama. big personalities in the public domain who inspired millions. But it can also be people from everyday life, like right now, maybe the nurses, the people who work in supermarkets, or for utility companies that go into each and every home. Who are the people that inspire you? Just ask yourself that question over and over again and see who or what comes up for you. People that inspire you. And continue to breathe. Inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly. Who inspires you? And thinking about people from your own life, like maybe coaches, teachers, former bosses, family members, friends. Who inspires you? Or who do you look up to? And see who shows up in your awareness as you're reflecting on that. And continue to breathe. Feeling your breath and feeling your body breathing you as you're reflecting. And as you're thinking about these people that inspire you, maybe these big personalities that are well known, people from everyday life, coaches, teachers, leaders, family members, friends. What is it about them that inspires you? What is it about them that inspires you? And thinking about these people, what qualities of being do they have? Like when I think about my role models, it's often presence, love, courage, compassion that are coming up for me. When you are thinking about these people that inspire you, what qualities of beings, what qualities of being do they have that inspire you or that you would like to have? And just see whatever arises. Is it similar qualities that they have or different ones? Reflecting on their qualities of being. As you're breathing in deeply and breathing out slowly. And thinking about these qualities of being, I invite you right now to pick 2 qualities of being that you would like to have. And imagine yourself already having that quality. Imagine how you will show up with that quality in all your meetings. Picturing your meetings with you having that quality. Picturing them, feeling them. What will be different? What would you do differently if you already had that quality of being? And just see what arises. Inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly. And how would you show up differently at work if you already had these qualities? Try to picture it, feel it, as if you already had them. Then just see what arises. What about your personal life? Your interaction with friends, family? How would those be different if you already had that quality of being? As best as you can, try to sense into that. Try to feel it, picture it. Create it in your own mind. What are the images you see, the feelings you feel? Inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly. Feeling your body breathing you and your body in contact with the surface that you're sitting on. And depending on which time of the day you're listening to this meditation, if it's in the morning or during the day, imagine a situation today. Or if it's in the evening, imagine a situation tomorrow. Think of a meeting or an interaction that you're going to have and ask yourself, how would you like the people to feel at the end of this meeting or interaction? And just see what arises. How would you like them to feel at the end of this meeting or interaction? Picture it, feel it, recreate that in your mind. And just see whatever arises. Take 3 more deep breaths. And then slowly bring your attention back to your body. Notice your body in contact with the surface that you're sitting on. Notice what's present right now in your body. Notice what's present in your mind and how it feels similar or different to the beginning of this practice. And notice what feeling is present, if any, and name it briefly. And then start to gently move your body, maybe rocking from side to side, maybe moving your head to the right, to the center, and to the left. Maybe stretch yourself in any way that feels good, if you feel like stretching. And then whenever you're ready, there's absolutely no rush. Slowly open your eyes. As you're opening your eyes, just notice the effect that this meditation had for you. If many things came up and you want to make sure not to miss any of what came up, I'd invite you to just journal on your experience with this meditation. And then just keep this with you and check in with it on a regular basis. Now, I recognize that this was a lot to reflect on. And I really encourage you to take this practice into everyday life. Because I guess when we meditate, it's not so important really how we feel in the meditation, but to me, we really meditate to feel differently in everyday life. So the most important practice for me is kind of how can we bring what we discovered on the cushion, or in my case, on the couch, into everyday life. And so the way I do this, for example, is let's say I always ask myself, how can I bring the deepest realizations of my meditation practice or my spiritual practice into everyday life and really embody them in all aspects of my life, which is probably like a lifetime sort of practice for me. But there are two ways of doing this, and I'd encourage you to experiment with both of them. So the simplest way to bring this meditation into everyday life would be to pick one quality. So for example, in my life, it's often to be of service and to ask myself in the beginning of the day, just thinking ahead to the day, how could I be of service, and to intend to be of service. And then somehow when I intend, that there's so many situations that show up that prompt me to be of service. And then the other way to practice this, which I feel goes a little bit deeper, and I find even if I just do this for 1 minute or 5 minutes, and sometimes I really carve out like half a day or a day to do that, but you possibly also need time for that, is to pick one quality of being. In my life, it's often quality of love. And then I ask myself, how can I infuse everything I do with love? And the way that shows up is kind of even like, how can I sit here with love? And when I do this in this moment, I notice an immediate sort of, like a softening in my whole being, and an opening, like an opening of the heart. But it would also be like applying this to when I type an email. And when I type an email and I do this with love, again, there's a softening of how my hands go over the keyboard, or how my hands hold the phone. It's much softer, gentler. And the same is like kind of the text that I write becomes less action oriented, but there's a quality of love that I'm adding to it. So I try to experiment with this, like even when I go to a meeting, how can I bring this quality of love? And you could do that maybe if you only have like 2 minutes per day to practice. In between going, if you're at home, from your home office to the bathroom or to the kitchen. And if you're in an office, again, going to a meeting room. And just ask yourself, with the quality of being, be it presence, be it love, how would I walk right now? Again, for me, there's an openness with kind of presence or love, and there's a softening in the way I put my feet on the ground. Or it could be, how do I drink a cup of tea? If I infuse it with a quality of love, I look at the tea first and I'm really present with it. And again, there's this gentleness of being, the gentleness of lifting, rather than lift it like this, the cup, I lift it much slower. And that's how I do it. You might do this completely differently, but I'll encourage you to experiment with it and then just see what arises when you bring your practice from the meditation cushion into everyday life. I really hope you enjoyed this meditation, and maybe you've also checked out my other meditations on Round Class. If you haven't done it yet, there are already 3 other meditations from me on the site, and I hope you enjoy them. And if you are new to me on Round Class, then please follow me on my profile to practice this session maybe again, or any of the other sessions, but also to see when I'm going live next, or when the on-demand sessions will go live next. It was really nice that you tuned in today. Thank you for being here. I wish you a nice day and a nice life. And I look forward to seeing you next time.